All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are opening up the Real Estate Insider's Playbook. We're going to tackle two of the biggest things that hold agents back. First, those super frustrating compliance rules. And second, and this is the big one, how to unlock the secret to actually growing your business in a massive way. So, I want to start with a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself here. Are you busy or are you productive? Because I promise you they are not the same thing. Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we go, because the answer, well, it could be the difference between you hitting a wall in your career and completely blowing past it. Okay, first up, let's talk about this compliance mess. If you're an agent in Georgia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that constant headache, that tug of war between what the MLS says you have to do and what your seller actually needs you to do. It puts you in a really tough spot. And here's the problem in a nutshell. FMLS has this hard and fast rule. You get a signature on a listing agreement, you've got 24 hours to get it in the system. Simple, right? But then your seller says, hey, that's great, but I need at least 2 weeks before anyone sees this place. We're not ready for photos or showings. You just fought for that signature. You can't just throw it away. So what do you do? So MLS heard all the complaints, and they rolled out a new solution. They call it the registered status. And it's meant to help, but let's just say it's complicated. It kind of creates a whole new set of problems. All right, let's really dig into this new compliance workaround, the registered status. We're going to break down exactly what it is, how you're supposed to use it, and most importantly, where it really misses the mark. So at its core, the registered status is basically just a compliance checkbox. It lets you get the property address and the contract dates into FMLS within that 24-hour window, which makes them happy. The listing stays private, like only you and your broker can even see it, so you're technically following the rule without having to put a house that's a total mess on the market. But, and this is a big but, there are some major catches. When a listing is in this registered status, you can't market it at all. No coming soon posts, no emails, nothing. You can't show it to anyone. The one good thing is that your days on market don't start ticking up. But here's the real kicker. This status only exists in FMLS. Georgia MLS doesn't have it, doesn't recognize it. So you're solving one problem, but you're instantly out of compliance with the other system. It's a mess. So what's the official word on what to do? Well, it's pretty pragmatic. As the source material says, the thinking is, it is better to be 50% compliant than 0% compliant. Basically, the advice is to just use the registered status in FMLS. It's an imperfect fix for a messy problem, but it's better than just holding onto the paperwork and being completely non-compliant with everyone. So we've got this clunky little workaround for a compliance issue. But all this back and forth, it kind of begs a much bigger question, doesn't it? What if wrestling with these little rules, what if that isn't the real problem at all? What if it's just a symptom of something much, much bigger going on in your business? And that brings us to what I call the 1960 task trap. This, right here, is the real reason so many agents feel totally burned out, like they're just spinning their wheels. This is where we stop talking about being busy, and we start talking about being truly productive. I want you to look at this number for a second. 196. Any guesses what that number represents in the life of a real estate agent? Just think about it for a moment. Yep, from that very first phone call all the way to the closing table and even after, there are, on average, 196 separate tasks for a single deal. 196 different things you have to manage, you have to track, you have to execute perfectly. Is it any wonder you feel like you're drowning sometimes? Okay, now let's look at another number. This one's a lot smaller, but it is so much more important. 5. What in the world could 5 represent? Out of those 196 tasks, only 5 of them are what we call dollar-producing activities. 5. That means 191 of the things that are keeping you so busy all day are not directly putting a single dollar in your pocket. This is the trap. And the way out of the trap is something called leverage. Look, if 191 tasks aren't making you money, the solution is actually pretty simple. You need to stop doing them, period. It is time to unlock your leverage. And this isn't about hiring a huge team. It's about strategically and intelligently buying back your own time so you can focus on those 5 things that actually matter. Let's be super clear about what leverage is. It can be a person, like a transaction coordinator or an assistant, or it can be a system, like an automated marketing tool. The entire point of leverage is to take those 191 non-money-making tasks right off your plate so that you are free to do the 5 things that actually grow your business. And what can you leverage? Oh my gosh, almost everything. Seriously, think about it. Contract to close coordination, creating flyers and marketing materials, your bookkeeping, paying a showing assistant, having someone else run your signs out to a property, social media management. You can even leverage things in your personal life. Think about getting your groceries delivered or using a meal prep service. That all frees up time and mental energy for your business. And I know what some of you are thinking. This all sounds nice in theory, but the financial impact is real, it's measurable, and honestly, it's pretty staggering. Let's look at the actual math. So check this out. Let's break it down. Before you have any leverage, let's say your average GCI on a deal is 15 grand, and it takes you about 35 hours of your own time. That works out to an hourly rate of $428 an hour. Not bad, right? But now, let's say you hire some help for about $1,000 a deal, so your take-home GCI drops to $14,000. But you only spent 15 hours of your time. What's your new hourly rate? $933. You have more than doubled the value of your time. And this chart just says it all. Look at that jump. It is incredible. You're not working harder, you're working so much smarter. By paying someone else to do 20 hours of lower value work, you freed yourself up to do the things that are worth over $900 an hour. This is how you scale a business. And this is not a hypothetical. This is a real agent's journey. In 2017, this agent was stuck. They hit a ceiling at $325,000 in GCI, doing it all themselves. They made their first admin hire. The very next year, look at that. GCI jumped to almost $550,000. A couple years later, they broke $1 million. This is the path. This is the trajectory that leverage creates. And it all comes back to this really powerful idea. You can stay so busy that you don't earn. Because the goal isn't just to make more money for the sake of it. The real purpose of building a business with a leverage is to create the money and the time to fund the life you actually want to live. Okay, so here's your homework. It's super simple. Number 1, I want you to identify just 1 or 2 tasks, could be at work, could be at home, that just drain your energy or that you absolutely hate doing. Got 'em? Okay. Number 2, I want you to commit right now to finding a person or a system to take over those tasks within the next 90 days. That's it. That is your first step to buying back your life. So I'm gonna leave you with this one last thought. I want you to really honestly look at your calendar, look at your to-do list. If you just stopped doing the 19 things that don't actually pay you, what could you really truly achieve? Think about that. Thanks for tuning in.